Okay. Okay. And welcome to the other. Welcome to another installment in Pokemon Trio Talk.
This will probably be another series that doesn't go beyond 2 videos unless we get more ideas in the future, because we only thought of these 2 at the moment.
But yeah, this time we're talking about. This time we're talking about. This time we're talking about. We're talking about the bugs, the big bugs from the classic era,
Which are Scyther, Pinsir, and Heracross.
Us. Now, now, so I have a history with these 3 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you remember back there about maybe a few years ago, if you may remember from a few years ago, from almost 4 years ago. I made a video about Heracross.
Yeah.
Us. Don't watch it. It's probably really bad.
Yeah. Now you gotta link that in the description.
So, all right. I guess yeah. So Scyther and Pin. It started with just Scyther and Pinsir. Or is number 26 and 29. Some of the oldest Pokemon on.
Yeah. So these 2 go way back.
Scyther are actually.
He originally didn't really look like Scyther.
Or it had
actually looked like this.
Yeah.
It was a mantis dragon as opposed to a mantis.
A mantis has dragon qualities.
I guess it's sort of dragon-like. No,
it was a dragon man.
It was a mantis is like dragon.
And this was, and so we would have had a bug dragon type.
Potentially?
Not really. Typings weren't exactly established. They hadn't come up with typings until later. Yeah, Scyther is. And this might actually be an evolution of Dragon 4, or see in the pitch document into the game.
Yes.
And looks something like this.
It might be an evolution of this Dragon 4,
or which many say was
show that, and then show Scyther with Dragon 4. Scyther.
Yeah, you can kind of see the resemblance. And yeah, people don't seem. Yeah, people say that this was it looks like an early inspiration for Charizard, or when it resembles this far more. Mm-hmm. Resembles Scyther's initial design more.
It's weird to think that it went from a dragon to a mantis.
Yeah.
From a dragon to a dragon that would resemble a mantis to just a straight up mantis.
Anyways, Scyther and Pinsir were made. Scyther and Pinsir are found under the Safari Zone, are version exclusives in the Safari Zone. Unlike the Birdwatcher, they're both in the same place.
Ace, and they're always and they're not. Are they in yellow both?
Yeah, you can catch both in yellow.
And they're both in opposing versions. And both. What's it like in Japanese blue? Which one was in Japanese blue?
I'll actually check.
Was it the same one that was in green?
Were
they both in there? Was neither?
Yeah, they were both in there.
They're not under missing Pokemon. Japanese is blue and yellow internationally. You had both of them.
Yeah.
In one game.
Yeah. Yeah. Scyther was exclusive to red. Pinsir was exclusive to green.
green or blue in other different countries.
The thing is, they really weren't all that worth using since, well, this was the bug. This is the bug type in Generation 1.
None of them could really take.
They couldn't even learn a bug. They couldn't learn a bug move.
Maybe Scyther got like what, one flying move?
Yeah, Scyther in Gen 1. Did it get wing attack? Okay, let's see. No.
Neither of them.
Oh, it did in yellow at level 50.
Pinsir didn't get any stab moves, and Scyther only got wing attack in yellow at level 50.
They only learned. This thing only learned normal and flying moves.
So while their stats were good on paper, or they didn't get moves, their move sets worked.
Not to mention finding them. Not to mention finding them so.
So other than completing your Pokédex, they weren't really worth the effort to track down.
Well, Pinsir got submission and seismic toss.
So at least it got mildly more variety than Scyther. It wasn't until later generations and where these Pokemon would actually become solid options, and thanks to expanded movesets.
Gen 1 beat Gen 1, and sometimes.
And that means half the Pokemon are unusable because of their awful movesets.
Unfortunately, that's the case for Scyther or in Pinsir. So okay then, and two random one-off bug type.
It seems pretty standard right now.
Oh, but
then Gen 2 happened.
And
Scyther got an evolution, and Heracross was introduced.
And well, things were never the same after that.
Yeah.
Scyther. Yep. Scyther now had a kind of unnecessary
evolution in the form of
hot take unnecessary evolution.
Don't they have the same stat total?
Yes. The only evolution.
Come back. Scyther is the only evolution in the house as the same stat total as its pre-evolution.
And yes, that's. Yeah, Scyther is.
They're both 500.
That's weird.
Honestly, I think Eviolite Scyther is far more useful than Scyther.
So, yeah, sure. It has more weaknesses.
It has more weaknesses, but it manages to be bulkier than Scyther.
And also, yeah, it's faster too.
Or Vox a less common attacking type than fire.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Scyther was one of the three new steel types introduced in Gen 2.
We're probably some of the few people who prefer Scyther over Scyther.
Just looks cooler.
Or two. Who has this more beast-like design.
Scyther looks...
Honestly, Scyther looks softer than Scyther.
Smoothed out.
Looks like it was smoothed out.
I mean, it is. You do have to use a metal coat to get in it.
But this isn't about our hot takes about the Scyther line. This is about how these Pokemon's relationships with one another changed over the years.
Scyther and Pinsir can only be found in the bug catching contest in Generation 2, while Heracross is a Headbutt exclusive Pokemon. Which, if you don't know, Headbutt trees are completely based on your ID.
So there's no way of knowing how to get a Heracross in your file without trying over and over again, headbutting every possible.
Even if you did get one, sure, those stats are good.
Those stats are great, even.
But oh god.
But it has an atrocious moveset, of course.
It only gets. Look at that.
It's
the only fighting move.
It only gets 4 physical types. Exactly. Normal, fighting, bug, and earth.
Ground. Yep. It gets Mega Horn at level 54.
Yeah.
Or 54. Why? Why does it only get it at level 54?
I mean, at least it could use Stab in its introduction, its debut generation.
But still, and Rock Smash is the only fighting move it gets.
They couldn't have given it Brick Break.
No, I don't
I'm
think.
not counting Reversal and Counter since
Brick
those
Break wasn't a move in Gen 3 and 2.
I'm not counting Reversal and Counter, of course, since those do damage based on the
Or
opponent.
Cross Chop.
They couldn't have given it Cross Chop.
Well,
That wouldn't have made sense. It uses its horn to attack primarily.
oh fuck. Okay. Either way, it was not worth using.
And they should have really given Heracross a new fighting move for Pokemon that don't attack with their hands or feet.
I want to say the same thing about Scyther, though. It only gets access to Metal Claw. On only Fury Cutter by TM. Yeah.
I guess in Gen 2, Scyther had the advantage over Scyther, and that it actually had a decent stab move that you could easily get.
But that was about it. But hey, at least Heracross improved in Gen 3, right?
Yeah. At least Gen 3 gave Heracross us more of a thing.
And then,
But how are these Pokemon's relations changed?
so, well, like I said, Heracross and Pinsir and Scyther were the counterpart.
And then Heracross happened.
And then
Scyther got an evolution, and its counterpart Pinsir didn't.
and also, Heracross, us and Pinsir. Also, thing is, it's so weird. In Generation 3, Heracross and Pinsir are on the decks, but Scyther isn't. In Gen 4, Scyther and Heracross are on the decks. Pinsir is not. But I think Pinsir and Heracross in Gen 5, no Scyther. Or all three in Gen 6, and 7 and 8.
And all three since Gen 6.
What the fuck? What? I don't.
That's weird.
I don't get that. You can't even. I mean, sometimes. Yeah, that's just strange. That is just really strange. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, what the fuck? And then entered. Speaking of Gen 6, all three of them got megas. All three of them got mega evolutions,
including Scyther.
What? Why? Why?
I mean, its stat total's the same.
Yeah, I know, but it's.
Is Heracross 500 as well?
Yeah, they're all five. They're all 500. But really, this is. They all, and also again, Scyther, Pinsir and Heracross were version exclusive, are usually the version exclusive ones.
Yeah.
In most cases. So why swap out Scyther? Why separate Scyther? Why make Scyther so isolated and then replace it with a new unevolved bug?
Well, it's simple because Pinsir and Heracross don't evolve, while Scyther does.
However,
it wasn't meant to be that way.
And as we found out through recent leaks,
we all know Scyther had got an evolution in Gold and Silver, but Pinsir was also meant to get one.
Scyther also looks kind of different.
And honestly, I prefer the beta design for Scyther.
Yeah.
It's less of a drastic change from Scyther.
And then there's the one there's Plux. It says Produxu. It's
the evolution to Pinsir.
Yeah, this isn't probably. Pretty sure both of them evolved through level up as well.
Implying that the steel type hadn't been added to Scyther yet.
Yeah, Scyther still had the flying type.
Yeah.
That's really. Now many just wrote off Plux's. Oh, it's a bit like Heracross, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So the common consensus was just that this was reworked into Heracross. However,
there was a point where both existed.
the June 13th, 1999 build,
Very close to final,
shows
that Flux was almost in the game.
And then right after it,
Heracross.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Heracross was meant to be a completely separate Pokemon. But I guess they saw that Flux and Heracross looked too similar and just scrapped Flux.
Yeah, it's just, huh? Yeah, it's, what? Yeah, it's just confusing. Heracross just fucking replaced, ever since, since that day, since Gen 2, Heracross and Pinsir have been the counterparts.
Or since Scyther has been separated from them.
And
once again, but just like the last video, they returned into form and let you go.
Oh, with just Scyther and Pinsir.
Since Scyther didn't exist.
Only this time they weren't version exclusive. Yeah, they were version
What do
exclusive.
you mean they weren't version
Yeah, they were
exclusive?
version exclusives.
It was with Pinsir being exclusive to the Let's Go Eevee, and Scyther being exclusive to Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah, it's so, what? It's just, and then I mean, yeah, sure. Oh, sure. All of them lost their megas as upon return in Gen 8, but it was still the same thing. Heracross and Pinsir were the version exclusives. Scyther can be found in either.
Yeah. So just like with the Bird Watchers, that Spot of Hope was disseminated in the very next game.
And I unfortunately I don't really see it changing.
I doubt they'd go back and give Pinsir and Heracross give Pinsir an evolution at this point.
Oh,
because then they'd have to give Heracross one as well.
Oh.
And then they wouldn't have an easy double counterpart thing.
And
it's any more to do.
It's just.
Obviously, they can't outright remove Scyther without outright removing Steelix as well.
Yeah.
Rendering Onyx completely useless.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's not as unfortunate. It is the Birdwatcher.
Since they're still these three are still somewhat loosely associated with each other.
It's just that it feels weird.
Weird as if
one has an evolution and then they act as
it's
if
like Scyther or Pinsir with his couple, and then and Heracross decided to be a home wrecker.
Yeah, that's.
Or steal Scyther or his lover.
That's a really weird way to put it.
Really weird way to put it.
But
yeah. That's the best analogy I can use for what happened between them.
And this is a very strange case. But at least it's still. At least they're
not completely disassociated anymore.
So honestly, yeah, I have a lot less to say here, but yeah, I guess in conclusion,
it's not as tragic as the previous one, but it's still a very strange situation.
And also, Heracross wasn't even, they're not even in the same generation. Heracross was introduced a generation later.
Yeah.
Or making this even weirder.
Yeah.
I think that's about all I have to say about this.
If anyone watching this video knows of any more weird Pokemon trios that changed over time that we're somehow overlooking, then feel free to comment on them.
And so, with that being said, I'm Nosred.
And I'm Amory.
And bonjour, my wonderful viewers. See you in the next video. Yeet.